So the last few videos, I've been doing this time travel series. If I had a time machine and I could go back to when I started out in 1996, what were the big lessons I would take from that time? And so one of the comments on one of these videos that I got was an interesting one. And it was basically, I'm going to paraphrase. It was like, okay, Jeff, do you think you could start over today and have that same level of success? And it's a really interesting question because I start to think back and all the twists and the turns and the lucky breaks and the connections I've had over these years and how unbelievably, incredibly improbable it is that I'm sitting here. You know, to go from being a stay-at-home dad, taking care of a couple small children, never having made $1 in about, I think at that point, 5 or 6 years, been a corporate failure, and then to have grown to have this multi-million-dollar business with a fantastic team, with incredible clients, and I've a New York Times #1 bestseller, and I've made this really outsized impact on so many people, and I've got these incredible communities. It's just so improbable. And I know that there was so much luck involved, and there was a lot of hard work, and maybe I've got some skills, but just so many twists and turns. Could it ever have happened again? Could it happen again? It seems improbable. And yet, I know that, it took me 3 or 4 years to get to a $100,000 business. I think, it was either 99 or 2000 before I hit that $100,000 level. And I started out in 1996. So it took me a while to get rolling. And it took another 4 years probably, and 4 or 5 years until I got to a $1 million business. And now I look around and I see the opportunity that is out there because frankly, the markets are so much bigger than they ever were. Compared to back then, there are so many, everyone's online. Everyone's online all the time. I was reaching for my phone. Everyone's got one of these in their pocket. They're online all the time. So the markets have gotten bigger. This idea of self-education, of having a coach, is just completely changed. Back then, the idea of people pursuing education online, going to learn how to play golf better or how to drive a race car better or how to meditate better, how to have a better relationship, I was swimming against the tide back then. Nowadays, that idea of self-education and online education couldn't possibly be more mainstream. And so when we have bigger markets and this far, far greater acceptance of self-education and online education, it means the opportunities are greater than they ever were. And we're seeing the difference. When I look at my students, one of these time travel series, I said, it's not about just magically doing one launch and having huge amounts of money, that it can often take 4, 5, 6, 7 launches until you get to that 6-figure launch. But we're talking about a 6-figure launch. I mean, if you're just sitting at home and you're not doing anything, I mean, how cool would a 6-figure launch be, even if it took you 4 or 5 or 6 launches, right? So what I'm seeing right now, what is so present, is I'm seeing people in their first year having $100,000 businesses. Now, not everyone, and of course I'm not making any income claims, and I don't have anything to sell to you right now. I will next month, but not right now. So not everyone is doing that, but it took me 4 years to get to 100,000. Now I'm seeing plenty of my students getting there within a year or 2, getting to $1 million businesses within 2 or 3. Again, not everyone, but the level of success that I'm seeing quickly, that's happening quickly, yes. So I mean, the underlying question, the question was, could I do it again if I was starting out? it's improbable that I would end up, if we could fast forward, if I started today from scratch and we fast forwarded 25 years, because that's how long I've been doing this, 25 years into the future, that 25-year span would look different from this past 25-year span. But what I'm seeing is that the level of success that people are getting is happening faster and bigger. And I think that's going to continue to happen. So, if I started over today, would I have this, the same? I wouldn't. The story would be very, very different going forward. And I had all kinds of lucky breaks, and there's all kinds of crazy twists and turns, and I'm so, so blessed. But the reality is that the opportunity right now is greater than it's ever been. So I'm Jeff Walker. Wherever you're watching this, scroll down, leave a comment for me, and let's go get him this week.